Hi, this is Stacy from Butterfly Bake Shop. We're here in the bake shop today and we're going to be talking about cake flavors, how to choose yours. Now this can be applied to your wedding or any event that you're having. So these are really good tips to use when choosing flavors for your cake. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and leave a comment. And if you're watching us on Facebook, give us a thumbs up, like us. All right, we're gonna go right into this now. We're gonna speak about different flavors. So the first thing is things you wanna consider when you are choosing flavors or thinking about choosing flavors. So first of all, remember, what you like is very subjective. You like what you like, and there are going to be other people at your party. So you do have to think about how many other people are going to be there, and you want to try to pick something that does reflect who you are and what you like, but also that other people will like too. So that's an important thing to think about. Consider your audience. If you're having a wedding cake and it's mostly adults, you can pick something a little more sophisticated. But if you're having some other kind of party, or you're having a wedding where there are a lot of children, you may want to think about things that children like. They usually like any type of chocolate and vanilla combination. Every once in a while there's a rogue kid that likes strawberry, but mostly stick with vanilla and chocolate for that kind of audience. Also, you want to think about, are there older people? Do you have a lot of foodies who are, again, very sophisticated? Those are the kind of things you want to consider when considering your flavor. Think about the meal that's being served. So for example, if you're having a really heavy meal, you may want to pick something that's a little lighter, maybe lemon or some vanilla that isn't as heavy as a chocolate or a red velvet. You want something that's going to complement your meal. Another thing to think about is, are there other desserts being served? So if there are other desserts being served, if you're having a plate of chocolates on the table, perhaps you don't want to pick a chocolate cake. Or if you're having a plated dessert served that has fruit in it, maybe you want to pick something that's not exactly the same. So chocolate might be a good time to pick there. So these are all things that you can speak about with your cake consultant, who really should have some information to give to you on that. Now, when you're trying your flavors, you're picking the flavors you want to try. Don't try too many. A lot of times people pick lists and lists of flavors. At Butterfly Bake Shop, we allow you to try 6 when you're having a wedding cake tasting. And 6 flavors seem to be the perfect amount for you to consider without being totally crazed and not remember what you had. Another good tip is to take notes. You really want to make sure that you take notes when you're picking flavors, because if you don't take notes, you're never going to remember who liked what. Another thing to think about is not picking something so serious. Maybe you have a very serious, sophisticated wedding and you want to have a sophisticated flavor, but you can also consider flavors that are more fun. Funfetti is really popular these days. Cookie dough buttercream is making a big surge with people because they're fun and they're light and they're whimsical, and when you're having a very formal wedding, kind of add some flavor and fun to the wedding. Also, representing your background. If you're Latina, maybe you want to do guava or dulce de leche. If you're Asian, perhaps you want to do green tea. These are flavors that represent who you are and your background and your family, and will really say something about you at the wedding. Now that doesn't mean that if you're not Latina or you're not Asian or whatever ethnicity flavor that you choose, it doesn't mean you have to be that ethnicity. You can really be anything. It's a lot of fun to choose something maybe a little different, but that's a crowd pleaser. So ask the consultant, what are popular flavors? What flavors do people find, would you get feedback? She hears a lot of feedback from our clients, and they tell her, salted caramel, #1 flavor in the last couple of months. Everybody loves it. It's never, no one ever doesn't like it, so it's really a good choice. Another really good choice is for a fruit flavor, passion fruit. Passion fruit is a little tart, it's a little sweet, and it really complements a lot of different entrees. When you do your tasting at Butterfly Bake Shop, which is what we're preparing for here, we're preparing all our different tastings for the day. We do to-go tastings. To-go tastings, relax in your own time, kick back. There's nobody staring at you, looking at you, saying, do you like that, don't you like that? You sit with your significant other or whoever you're doing your tasting with, and you have a glass of wine, you make your notes, and you talk about exactly what you like and don't like, perhaps. And then you can sort of narrow it down to decide exactly the flavor you want at your celebration. Don't be rushed, be focused, don't be distracted, and again, take good notes. The last tip that I want to say is, it's cake. Don't sweat it. Everybody likes cake. It doesn't really matter what flavor it is. I've never heard anybody say, oh my gosh, I went to a wedding and everything was great except the cake was just the wrong flavor. It doesn't work that way. Everybody loves cake, so it should be joyous and fun, and really one of the best parts of planning your wedding. So, don't be so serious about it. I mean, it's just something that's, it's a fun activity to do and lighten up what has probably been a very stressful planning scenario, which most people say, at the end, the cake is the fun part, so enjoy it. So, just to bring it all back, we're here at Butterfly Bake Shop, and we are talking about cake flavors and fillings. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was helpful. And again, if you're watching us on Facebook, give us a like. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please make a comment and tell us what else we should do next. And oh yeah, tell us what we should do next. That would be great. We'd love to know what you're interested in hearing from us. And on YouTube, subscribe to our page. Thank you so much, Butterfly Bake Shop.